Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your tribal god of stream, Peter Joseph here for a Wednesday evening video right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube Wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down there inside of my goddamn pants, otherwise known as the description box below. So do it now. Subscribe to this channel and my other channels as well. We're getting really close to 800, kind of bouncing between 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. You know, we're getting there. We're going to get to 800 hopefully in the next, I'm hoping by next weekend, hopefully. But we'll see what happens with that, or by the end of the month. Hopefully get to that big round number of 800 subscribers. So subscribe right now to this channel and show my other channels your love and support as well. Leave a comment on the video or any one of my videos from the past, the present, and the future, Conan. But don't leave stupid comments because you're going to get sent to the shadow realm where Satan will cut off your entire body and then eat it because he will eat your soul. That's how Satan works. And that's it. So don't be stupid and leave stupid comments because you're going to get blocked. And if you don't like that, then go cry to somebody, bitch. And that's that. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to tap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because you miss anything, you need to get slapped in the face. Because you deserve it. And you're also SOL. And if you don't know what that means, look it up, asshole. That's that. That's pretty much it. And for our first-time viewers, if you're here for the first time, or you've been here for a while, well, welcome back. But if you're here for the first time, well, welcome to the party, pal! Thank you for, I forgot my own goddamn catchphrase. Welcome to the party, pal! We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, you grab yourself a goddamn cold one, like this one. Whatever you're gonna be drinking tonight, or whenever you watch this video. Sit back, relax, put your feet up, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great, Get out of here. Go on somebody else's channel. And that's pretty much it. Go do something else with your life. Not that many of you have a life. Just saying. I have a life. I work. I make money. I'm not on YouTube 24/7, 365, like some people I know that have no life and all they do is dedicate their life to YouTube. I don't dedicate my life to YouTube. I dedicate my life to living my life to 100% every day. So, but it is what it is. You think otherwise? Well, then you have no life and you spend way too much time thinking about me. Kind of like your girlfriends and your moms do, but that's another story for another time. But we got that. So for everybody who's new here, welcome, grab a seat, and enjoy the show. That's that. Alright, it is the midpoint of May. We're basically at the midpoint of May. It is May the 14th, 2025, on this, well, not so great Wednesday evening, getting close to Wednesday night here in the Northeast. It rained like crazy today, windy as fuck, and now it's stopped now. It briefly stopped. I think it's supposed to stop. It's not going to rain much for the rest of the night, hopefully, but we'll see what happens with that. I think, the rest of this week, going into this weekend, is not going to be great, but I think it stops, I think, on Saturday or Sunday. But this week has been, besides Monday, has been pretty much garbage. I know we got 2 more days to the weekend, but here in the Northeast, not going to be good, not good. And next week doesn't even look good either, going into Memorial Day weekend. Rain, and more rain. Are we in May or are we in April? Because it feels like April. April's a big month where we get, the Northeast gets a lot of rain. I haven't seen this much rain since, a long time. That May has just had very limited days, and we're only 2 weeks into the month, and we barely had a handful of good days. Warm is good, it's warm, but, it's raining. I'm like, what's to do? Or overcast, it's like, pfft. garbage days, you know? Well, we're getting more rain. And for the next, and until Memorial Day weekend, thankfully, I looked past, going towards Memorial Day weekend, it's gonna be rainy, but by the time we hit Memorial Day weekend, it's gonna be nice, not that warm, but hopefully, Saturday and Sunday and Monday, everybody's gonna go to the beach, hopefully, depending on where you live, of course. Everybody's gonna go to the beach, the amusement park's gonna be open. Good stuff, good times are gonna be happening because it's the unofficial start of summer. And barbecuing next weekend. If you're doing it now, great for you. But whatever you're doing on Memorial Day weekend, I know it's gonna be a lot of wrestling, so at least you got something to do besides going to the beach. And stuff like that. Oh, you guys looking at those those beautiful women in those itty bitty bikinis or thong bikinis. They're all the boobies popping out. It's it's not a great time of the year. One of my favorite seasons in the world. But that's that. So I can't wait for Memorial Day weekend, and as the summer progresses. Can't wait for that. I got lots of good stuff coming away. Going on vacation at the end of January. End of July for a couple of days. Not a long vacation, but 5 days. But so about 5 days. Probably from basically that Wednesday, the final Wednesday of the month through Sunday. I will not be around at all. No videos. I'm taking a break. So I know a lot of people are like, yay! Well, here's to you. I know you'll be thinking about me those 5 days. I won't be caring about you. And that's it. And I got a mini vacation coming up in August. Gonna be going to this great place, Atlantic City, for a special gig. But yeah, I already mentioned it. In This Moment's coming to Atlantic City, so I'm going that weekend. So I'm gonna have fun, and you're not. Because I have a life, and I have money, and you don't. But that's pretty much it. So, end of July, and then the midpoint of August is going to be fun. And then, right after Labor Day, back to the grind. And we'll see what happens as we get to September. Pretty much going to be here, pretty much almost to about Labor Day. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Lots of things can change, but we'll move on with that. Anyway, hope everybody had a great Wednesday, despite the rain here in the Northeast. If it's raining where you are, well, hope you at least made a day of it. If it was nice and sunny, if you went to the beach today, hope you had fun. But hopefully everybody had a safe day, and hope you'll have a safe night, and a great weekend this coming weekend. And that's it. As we are, like I said, we're rolling on to Memorial Day weekend. Can't wait for that. It's good times. Good times. And that's that. Speaking of good times, coming up about 45 minutes from now, good time on TBS, it's AEW Dynamite! The pre-ultimate to ultimate go home show. And it's Beach Break tonight in Chicago. Even though there's not many beaches in Chicago that I know of, but it's going to be a hot night in Chicago. As we're rolling on until Double or Nothing, we're 11 days away, about a week and a half away. Got a big, huge card tonight. We got a Fatal 4-Way Eliminator match. Toni Storm, once again. I don't know why we're doing this, but she's in another Eliminator match, and she's taking on the new New Japan Strong Women's Champion. That's Azumi. So, can't wait for that to see her. And she's facing one of her opponents in that match. Well, not Mercedes, because Mercedes finally lost a belt. Now she's 3 belts Monet. Pretty soon it'll be 1 belt Monet after she drops that Red Pro title. To who? Don't know. Don't care. But, excuse me. We got Azumi. We got my 4th amazingly hot Asian wife. She's back. and she's now all elite. Mina Shirakawa is in that match, and I forget the other person. I think it's Penelope Ford. I care less who the third person is, but it's gonna be a good match. Obviously, Tony's gonna win that. Hopefully, I'm hoping, Mina does not get pinned in that match like she did in that New Japan Strong title match. Which, Mr. Joseph will be very, very, very mad if Mina gets pinned. And not that way, but she lets me pin her all the time. You PB know too much! Okay, stop. But I digress. So we got that. What else we got? We got the big one inside of a steel cage, brother! For the AEW World title, we got Jon Moxley taking on Samoa Joe, and we're gonna get blood! You want blood? You want blood? You got it. And we're gonna get a lot of it. Well, Moxley purposes, but, And we got that. We got a whole lot more tonight on your 2+ hour Cure for something AEW Dynamite. And then we got Collision taped. It's being taped tomorrow. We'll see it on Saturday. And it's going to, on Saturday, will be the tribute to Mongo McMichael by Ric Flair. I think Ric Flair is actually in Chicago. And he's doing some type of segment for Steve Mongo McMichael, who passed away, I think, about a week or so ago. So there will be something with Sabu tonight. I assume Taz is going to say something tonight about his, his arch rival, his best friend in the whole wide world, Sabu! Sabu's having fun up there, in heaven. He's kicking ass. Sabu's having barbed wire match with Terry Funk, and it's just, ugh. I hate that guy! What was that, Terry? You hate Sabu? I don't like him! Terry, come on. Not you, Terry Brunk. I mean, Terry Funk. You know how that works? Terry Brunk is Sabu's real name, and Terry Funk is Terry Funk. So we got the Brunk and Funk connection up in heaven. How does that work, and how does that they coexist? I don't know. And those guys kick ass! Yeah, I know, Mike, they do. I bet you're having fun, right, Mike? Watching them beat the fuck out of each other? Yeah, as long as they don't get in my face. I'll put both of them through a flaming table. Ugh! Some awesome. Okay. Calm down, Mike. They get in your face, just walk away. Unless Terry and the other Terry throw a chair in your face, then I give you full right to kick their ass. He's not gonna kick my ass, as I was a hardcore legend in Japan. Shut up, old man! Mike, calm down. Damn. Surprise! I don't even know what Jerome thinks. Hey, Jerome! Motherfucker, get in here! Yeah, you, get in here, you cocaine-snorting bastard! You summon motherfucker. Your buddy Sabu's up here. You having fun with him? No, I'm too busy snorting cocaine. I gotta go. Okay, motherfucker. Come on. Hey, you watch your language, motherfucker. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, they're having good fun there. They're having fun up there, so. Then Jay Briscoe's up there, reach for the sky, boy. You. They're having fun in that big wrestling dominion in the sky. Who knows? I mean, there's probably like barbed wire bombs and who knows what's going on. No wonder it's been thundering lately here. Terry and Terry are beating the fuck out of each other. God forbid when Onita passes away, that sky's gonna be boy. I'm not talking about severe weather. I mean, you get that severe weather all the time. But when Onita goes up there, forget it. Because, Onita's 70-something years old, I think. Like 70-something. He's still throwing himself in front of barbed wire bombs and shit. I'm like, what is wrong with you, Onita, you crazy bastard? I shouldn't say that because all of Japan are bastards, you know. They're sick fucks, and, you know, not all of them are sick fucks, you know, just the wrestling wise. If you're in Onita's, anywhere in the vicinity of Onita. But we love all the Japanese chicks, don't we? Love them all. They love me. We love you long time, Mr. Joseph, yeah. I know. They love me so much, you know, I just can't get enough sushi. Not that I eat sushi, for real, but, you know, that kind of sushi, you know. Moving on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, enough bullshit. We got Dynamite tonight. Let's worry about Dynamite later. Alright, right now, on this video, hope everybody's having a great day. Once again, for those of you just tuning in, I am your wild and crazy host, Peter Joseph. I am a content creator talking about the wonderful world of professional wrestling, sex, and anything else I feel like talking about, and you're gonna like it. And if you do, please hit that like button, show your support, tell your friends around the world. And that's it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for yours late and out-of-date NXT review for last night, May the 13th, 2025. And we're once again back at home base before we head to Tampa for, we don't even have to go that far. We have to go right down the turnpike. Not down the turnpike per se, we don't go a couple 4 hours away. We're in Tampa, Florida for NXT Battleground next Sunday night. Should be good, going up against Double or Nothing. What are you gonna watch? What we got that? But, as always, we are emanating from the Capitol Wrestling Center in Nickelodeon Studios in the great city of Orlando, Florida. Alright, same old commentary team as always for NXT. The man with the creepy jacket, lots of candy. You know him, you love him, you can't get enough of him. Vic Joseph. We got Corey Slave, and the man who smokes more fucking weed than you do, and that's a fact. The two-time Hall of Famer. He's a coach on LFG. I don't know if he wins the belt this weekend. We'll see. It's either him or maybe the GOAT of all GOATs, The Undertaker. But he's in second place. But he's first place in our hearts, and that is the Kool-Aid Man himself. Oh yeah, man. Booker T, sucker. Yeah, man. Oh yeah. Jasper Troy. Oh yeah. And we got that. Jasper Troy versus Shiloh Hill in the LFG Finals this Sunday. Ooh. That's going to be a good match. And then on the women's side, we got Bubba Ray Dudley's star pupils, Xena Sterling, taking on The Undertaker's prize pupil, Tyra May Steele. And one of them is going to get an NXT contract. Who? We'll see. But we've seen Shiloh on a few episodes of NXT, especially the last couple of episodes, foreshadowing. I don't know. So, like I said, it's either going to be Booker T. I think Booker T and The Undertaker are like neck and neck in the points. Bubba Ray Dudley, I don't know. He might have an outside shot at it, but I doubt it. It would be nice to have The Undertaker win another belt. That's not even a real belt. Well, it's just a freaking like a rinky-dink piece of tin belt with LFG on it. Great! For the GOAT of all GOATs. You know, this belt, I'm gonna bury it. Yeah, pretty much. If you don't like it, you will rest in peace. We move on. Alright, so we got that. That's Sunday. We'll talk about that Sunday. Sunday! Let's get to NXT. Alright, so Vic Joseph, Corey Slave, and Booker T Sucker on commentary. And, big main point of NXT last night was the contract signing for the first ever match, pitting another company's title on the line. We have Say His Name, and He Appears, sing with me now, I believe in Joe Hendry. Alright, Joe Hendry taking on the number one contender to his TNA World title. That's Trick Willie Shamon. Gonna whoop that trick, what? Okay. So we got that. That's gonna be the main focus of the show, that contract signing. But we got a few more things to talk about as we're still almost finalizing the card for NXT Battleground. And we got that. We already know the world title's on the line. The women's title is on the line with Stephanie Verker and Jordan Grace. And we got a few more matches that might be announced. We'll see. But let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time. Alright, so we start off with the opening recap. And another match that was announced and made official last week is this guy from Catchpoint 3.1, the new number one contender to the NXT World title. He will face the Hula Oba Hu Femi at Battleground, and his name is Miles. Don't call him Ozzy Osbourne, Baby Orton, whatever you want to call him. He's gonna be he won the Battle Royal last week, shockingly. Felt like Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble all over again. So anyway, he's there with the rest of Catchpoint 3.1, my girl Maddie Wankowski, Tavion Heights, and Mr. Regal's son, Charlie Dempsey. Alright, so Miles gets the spotlight. He talks about, it's got a really good promo, and I, can attest to some of the stuff he talked about in the promo. He talks about how he was probably not the big favorite for last week's Battle Royal, you think? And, he's like, let's get around this already. Yes, I have a disability because I am partially deaf. It affects my hearing and my ability to speak. But that's not what I want to be known as. I want to be known as the one who overcomes the odds. And while I can't hear very well, at Battleground, I'll hear myself called the new NXT World Champion. So, I think that's great. I didn't even know he was partially deaf. I mean, I thought it was a big freaking thing, but he overcame the odds, and he's the new number one contender! Who knew? So even you fat son of a bitch watching me right now, you can probably make something out of yourself in your fucking life. You work hard, you overcome the odds, you can be like me! A gorgeous, sexy beast with hot women. I know, I got my disabilities. I talked about that for many years on this fabulous website. And even if I have a bad back, a bad neck, bad knee, I got mental problems, I got physical problems, I still live a great fucking life. Whether you like it or not, fuckers. I have a good job, I make good money, I live in a good house. Even if my house is not the greatest house in the world, I still live in a pretty good place. I pay my bills. I have an amazing girlfriend. I have a great family. I have good friends. My life is not great, but I make the most of my life. I don't sit in my house on YouTube all day like some people I know do. I go out with my friends. I go to concerts. I go to wrestling events. I go whatever I want to do, I do. I go to ball games. Whatever I want to do. So, don't say I stay in my house 24/7, 365 because you can't prove it. I don't need to prove anything to certain motherfuckers on this fucking website. I don't need to prove myself. I prove myself pretty much to you people every day. Every time I do a video, I'm proving something to you. That I'm better than you, and you know it. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed on YouTube. I know that. I knew that from day one. But I'm still here almost 16 years later. Still, this is not a fucking job for me. I'm not making money. I don't need to make money off Google or this godforsaken website. I'd like to get donations here and there if I had the ability to do it, but I don't want to do it. I don't want people just like, oh, I'm going to throw $50 at you for a donation. I'm like, thank you for the money, but, do I need it? No. Well, people like do like 5, 6, 7 fucking live streams. Please give me some money. I need to eat. I gotta pay my bills. You know, I'm not saying. I know people like Joe Cronin kind of do that stuff, but Joe has a good life. I mean, you know, I understand his predicament with paying a lot of money in the IRS, but that's another story for another time. But Joe doesn't beg for money. Joe doesn't need your money. I mean, it's great that you give him money in donations for his great show. But did Joe ever say, please give me $1,000? No, I never heard him say that. If he did say that, that's e-begging. Just what we need, another e-beggar. We haven't heard of anybody e-begging since Clown Drew. And he does live shows once in a while, and he gets dumb fucks giving him money. Not that he really needs it, because he thinks YouTube is his job. Where's your statements? You know? But I don't need money. I make my money the old-fashioned way. I earn it. You want to call YouTube your job? I mean, good for you. I think you need to do something else with your life, because you won't have YouTube anymore. If YouTube died, if YouTube was canceled tomorrow, everybody that makes money on YouTube will be like, what the fuck? If you invested it and saved it like a good person, then you don't have to worry about it so much. But if not, and you just wasted it on food and bills and just to keep yourself afloat, you're fucked. Which then you gotta go to like BitChute and you gotta go to other places like Twitch to make some money. Not that you might make a lot of money on Twitch or on other websites, but even a schmuck like Clownsview can overcome the odds and claim he's the greatest thing since sliced bread on YouTube. Ha! I don't think so. What he does, I care less. But anyway, you, even a dumb fuck like you, can be like Miles, don't call him Ozzy Osbourne, overcome the odds, and be somebody. That's that. And I thought it was a very good. That was very good of him to mention that. Like I said, I never even knew he was partially deaf. What? Anyway. Alright, so he talks about that. I'm going to become the new NXT champion, then the former NXT champion in his own right. Oh, Ego, Ethan Page. He comes out. He's like, I'm tired of this mushy, sentimental crap. He says, Miles, you won the title shot on a fluke. He calls the win a fluke. So it's like, you're not gonna beat Oba. And then the fans like, you can't either. Ooh, the fans going, shit. So Ethan wants his title shot on the line in a match coming up later. And then Mr. Ego's son, Charlie Dempsey, says, hey, you know what? That's a great idea. And Miles like, huh? Can you say that in my good ear? Anyway, Ava Raine comes out and says, you know what? You might have a good point there, Ethan. So you want the match? I'll make it official. But the match is on right now. Not later, now. We're at now. Everything's happening now. It's happening right now. What happened to then? We missed it. Oh, if I could quote Spaceballs every fucking day, I would. That's a cult classic. If you hate Spaceballs, fuck you, man. That's that. Alright, so we get the match. And that's it. We're gonna have that. Actually, we do have it later. I don't know why I said now, but that's what I wrote on my copy. Oh, I read it wrong, that's why. Ava says the match is on, but first we have to get through Charlie Dempsey's match with Oba, and then we're going to have that later. That's what I meant, so. So I botched a little bit, sorry. I get one botch a show, so I'm done with my botching. Alright, so good promo. We'll see what happens with Miles and Ethan later on. And I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, and we're off and running on NXT. So then we go to Charlie Dempsey non-title match against Ola Hula from Wakanda. So he comes out, got like $1 million. Pretty much beats the fuck out of Mr. Ego's son. And Charlie Dempsey got a little bit of offense in, not much. Oba starts firing off some tiger uppercuts. Then he hits the fall from grace. 1, 2, 3. Good night, Mr. Ego's son. Too bad, sunshine. So Oba wins in over 8 minutes. What a waste of a match. And that's that. So Oba gets the win. Now we'll see who he faces at Battleground. It'll be Miles, don't call him Ozzy Osbourne, or a good friend, Ethan Page. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we get a video from earlier in the day with the resident crazy girl who smokes more weed than, well, all you females out there, Thea Hale, and the lovely Carmen Petrovich. They're in the back talking about Ashanti Adonis, like, oh, I'm glad you got rid of him. And then they run into the creepy girl who doesn't have any friends anymore. That's Tatum Paxley. She's going crazy in the back, throwing stuff at her her dollhouse and shit. And then screams like, I have no friends left, everybody's left me. Like Gigi left. You know, pretty much Shotzi gone. Both of them got released, and now Tatum has nobody left. Hey, you could go to TNA and hang out with Rosemary. Not that Rosemary would want to have you as her friend, but, you know. But we love creepy people here in the Prophecy. But you have to go through Abaddon and, you know, leave your application at the door with Abaddon. You know, my girl over there, you see her, you love her, you know what, you love her. And Rosemary, leave your application at the door. So, we got that. Alright, so later on we get Thea Hale and Tatum Paxley. Ugh. Boring! Alright, so we get that. Let me move on. So, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we go to the new, well, not so much new, but we have the NXT North American Champion, the man himself, Ricky Starks. Absolute Ricky Starks, that is. So, he comes up to Ethan Page, who's all happy. He's like, I'm gonna get my title shot tonight, yay! And he mocks him for trying to ruin everybody's moments. And Ethan's not impressed. Not impressed with Skywalker. Not impressed. So he's not impressed. It says Ricky can go back to playing second fiddle to him. And then Ricky's like, oh, good luck with that. See what happens with that. 2.5 out of 5 stars for that little segment. And that's it. Alright, then we go back to the Capitol Wrestling Center for our second match of the night. Wes Lee, who comes out with Tyreek Igve and Tyson DuPont. They're now known as High Rise. That's R-Y-S-E, not R-I-S-E. A little ebonics there. They finally named the fucking team. High Rise. I don't know why they would call it High Rise. I mean, I don't know about if Tyreek and Tyson, you know, smoke the doobie. But if they do, good luck for them. Anyway, so we got that. So Wes Lee takes on my cousin. Get in it, cuz. My cousin Tony D'Angelo, the man who gets me a plate of chicken parmesan or a calamari, or some pizza, whatever he gets me, pasta, calamari, you know, whatever he gets me, and I get it for $2. You get all that for $35. Because you're not Italian like I am, so fuck you! And if you are Italian, you don't get it for $2. Because you're not his paisan. Moving on. Alright, good match. Nothing great about it. So anyway, it starts with Wesley with a 1905 headlock. Didn't really go that far. Fires off some kicks to the legs of Tony. That earns him some tiger uppercuts from my cuz. But then Tyson DuPont grabs the foot, you bastard. And then, which doesn't even have any impact, but Tony D sends Wesley to the outside. And then the other two catch him. And then Tony D goes up top, hits a flippy dippity-doo onto all of them. Hey! Tony D with a flippy. Now we get that. Forget about it. And we go to break. Come back. As always, the heels come back during the break. Excuse me. Wesley starts yelling a lot and promises to be the next Don. And that brings Tony back with some headbutts to the floor and an overhead belly-to-belly. Ow! On the inside of the ring. And then we got a big power slam gives Tony D a near fall, but he gets pulled down into a Hurricane Rana. And then Wesley tries for a cardiac kick, and I thought it was a botch. Because Tony D kind of fell. What just happened? I thought it was a botch, but Tony hit a spear, and it looked like he was about to finish Wesley off, but then we hear the voice of Stacks. He's on the Titantron, and he's outside of Rizzo's safe house. And that distraction led Wesley to hit a second, on the second attempt, cardiac kick. 1, 2, 3, god damn it. Fuck. So Wesley beats my cousin, Tony D, in a little over 10 minutes, thanks to Stacks. You fucker. And that's pretty much it. So Wesley gets the win, and that's it. And then after the match, Tony D hightails it out of the arena, gets into a car with one of his buddies, and he goes to the safe house. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't think it's going to end well, but we got that. We move on. Alright, so I gave the match 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get another vignette for the Boricua Gangsters. OTM, they're coming back. That's Bronco Nima and Lucius Price. Getting back into that tag team division. So we'll see what happens with that. Maybe they'll be the ones to dethrone Hank and Spank. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. We move on. Alright, then we get La Primera Ese, the NXT Women's Champion Stephanie Vercour, who's allegedly dating Miles, don't call him Ozzy Osbourne, because there was a picture on Twitter with her and her family with Miles. And I'm like, interesting. Miles going after Stephanie Vercour, why not? Why not? I don't know if Miles has a girlfriend, or he had a girlfriend, now he's going after Stephanie Vercour. There's nothing wrong with that. And Stephanie's a hot Latina! Oh yes, caliente. You know. So anyway, so if they're dating, good job there, Miles. Even though he's 23 years old. Stephanie Vercour's gotta be around in her close to 30, maybe a little bit older than that. I know Mina is 37. She don't look 37 though. Asuka is 40 in her 40s. She still looks good. Io's in her 30s, I know that. Kairi's in her 30s. That's good looking women for that age. Anyway, Stephanie's in the ring for a little chitty chat. She saw Jordynne Grace become the new #1 contender last week to her title, and now it's time for them to fight at Battleground. She speaks broken English, then she starts talking in Espanol. She's learning. Give her some time. And then Fatal Influence comes out. We got Jacy Jayne and former woman Fallon, don't call her the Dawn Henley. They come out, I'm like, wait a minute, we're missing somebody. Where's my girl Jasmine Nix? Oh, right, she's in my bedroom. Ha ha! Oh, Jasmine. Anyway, alright, so they come out, And JC brings up Fallon losing the women's North American title to, guess who? Stephanie Vercour. Fallon's like, I don't like that. But then, speak on cue, Jordynne Grace comes out, and she's here to protect my investment, meaning Stephanie Vercour. And then Stephanie doesn't even like that. And then Casey Jane mocks Grace's lack of success. I don't know where you've been lately. Stephanie says we'll continue at Battleground. So Jordan says, I'm going to make sure you make it to Battleground in one piece, and 100%. So guess what? We get a tag team match later on in the main event. Somebody called player, Teddy Long. You're going to go one-on-one with The Undertaker. Gotta love Teddy Long. The man is great. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer. He's scared of The Undertaker, though. But the crazy thing was, how can you be scared of The Undertaker when you almost managed the guy? He was there when Paul Heyman, the original, when Mark Calloway was the original, the very first member of the Paul Heyman Club. Who was there with him? Oh, that's right, Teddy Long. I think it was around the time he was managing Doom. That's Butch Reed, the Hall of Famer Butch Reed, and another Hall of Famer, Ron Simmons. Damn! I saw a segment where, like Teddy Long's in the ring, standing next to Mark Calloway. I'm like, what? How did that happen? And then many years later, he's talking about one-on-one with The Undertaker. Buckle up, Teddy. See how things revolve and come from full circle? I love it. Alright, moving on from that. Alright, so later on we got a tag team match. JC Jane and Fallon Henley taking on Stephanie Vercour and Jordynne Grace. Can they coexist? We'll see. Alright, so I get the segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. And we move on. Alright, then we go to the back. Miles, don't call him Ozzy Osbourne, says, I got this. Mainly because Charlie Dempsey got fucked up. Thanks to Oba, the ruler. So, you're no help. Alright, so we got that. Alright, then we go to the catering hall. I don't know where this is. They're in the back. We have Bubba Ray Dudley and Zena Sterling. And then we have Tyra May Steele and the GOAT of all fucking GOATs of the modern era. That's The Undertaker. So they're there talking about the finals, the women's finals on LFG this Sunday. And see who the better woman is. I think it might be Xena. Sorry, Jake, but I gotta be real. You got Shiloh, but I think Shiloh will win the men's final, and Xena will win the female final. So they're gonna be getting contracts and shit. Blah blah blah. So anyway, they're talking and kind of not much arguing, but then Izzy Dame, Bookie Hogan 2.0, and Tequila Leons come in. They start talking some shit, and then we hear Lash Legend. Done. She comes in looking amazing, and another amazing piece of ace, Lola Vice. They come in, and they basically threaten any one of them who comes into the division. And then we see Undertaker's like, oh, no. Undertaker ain't having that shit. So, I know it's promotion for the women's finals on LFG this Sunday. But you do not want to mess with The Undertaker, because he will fuck you up. Alright, so I thought it was a good segment. 3 out of 5 stars, just for The Undertaker alone. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He's the GOAT. And you thought I would say Roman, right? I love Roman, don't get me wrong. He's my number 2. I'm sorry, Roman, you can't always be number 1. You got The Undertaker. I'm sorry. I know people are gonna say, yeah, Peter Gilmore said that he likes The Undertaker and he doesn't like Roman. Whoever said I don't like Roman? I never said I don't like... I used to hate Roman back in the day. I don't know, I said some bad stuff about him back in the day. But now, after he came back from his leukemia, went on a 4-year run as champ, I still acknowledge my tribal chief. Every day. And you should too. But, I gotta pay, I'm old school, and old school is cool. I gotta go with The Undertaker. Of guys in the modern era, my top 3 is Taker, Roman, Hunter, and then HBK. That's how I feel. I'm not. I will fight to my dying breath, saying that the GOAT of all GOATs of the modern era is not Roman. It's Taker. And you would say Cena. Well, fuck Cena. Not now, but back then, yes. I hated Cena with a passion. Now, he's finally returned heel. And probably in about 6 months from now, I won't give 2 fucks about it. I'm like, bye, Cena, bye! You had a great heel run for like 8 months. Now go do your boring fucking movies. But we had such a great time, John! There we get that. Alright, moving on. Alright, let me move on. Alright. Then we go to Miles, don't call him Ozzy Osbourne and Ethan Page for the Battleground shot. Decent match, nothing great. We had Maddie Gronkowski and Tavion Heights, I believe, at ringside. But anyway, decent match. Starts with Miles wrestling him into a front face lock to start, and some arm drags into an arm bar. So some catch-can wrestling. You gotta love that. That gets broken up, and Miles reverses Ethan's suplex attempt into one of his own, much more successful for that. Very good. Alright, then Ethan comes back, elbows him in the face, grabs a 1905 chin lock, which gets broken up easily. So, chain wrestling, good. And then clothesline puts Ethan on the floor. We go to break, we come right back, and as always, once again, the heels come back. Ethan hits a superplex. He tries to get the Boston Crab on, but Rory barely got it on. Miles then snaps off an overhead belly-to-belly suplex and an angle slam for a near fall. Ethan blocks a drop kick for a near fall. Goes for the Eagle's Edge, just a little bit too early. And then he tries for a twisty grin, that wannabe fake as fuck twist of fate. He goes for that, gets countered, and then Miles hits a drop kick into a jackknife roll-up. 1, 2, 3, Miles Bourne, he is hot, he's red hot. 2 wins in a row. Well, I guess you can call it 2 wins in a row. But he beats Ethan Page in 11 minutes. I didn't have that on my scorecard. But he gets the win. He's building a lot of confidence in himself. Building that momentum. I mean, we'll see if he can pull off the biggest upset of his life and beat Oba. I don't think he will. He put up a good fight, but I don't think he's going to lose. He's going to beat Oba. There is no way he's going to beat Oba. No way. Unless somebody helps him. I don't know who, but I really have a feeling that Charlie Dempsey's going to come out and fuck it all up. Be like, Miles is like, this close to winning, and then Charlie Dempsey comes in and snags pretty much the rug out from under him. And Oba hits the fall from grace. He retains. And then he goes to, he may be facing some guy at the next pay-per-view. Which is the NXT Triple A pay-per-view, NXT Worlds Collide. Maybe he faces some big-time luchador. Maybe like La Parka or something like that. I don't know. He's gonna fight me, SA! No, he's not. No, Mr. Dorito. You will face Osito in a barbed wire cage match. Ah! He hates that guy. Anyway. But yeah, I think Oba will win at Battleground. Probably retain against some luchador. or somebody at Worlds Collide, and then probably the next time we see him, probably be at probably some event. Maybe what's that summer thing called? What's it called? Heat Wave? I think at Heat Wave. Maybe he loses at Heat Wave or the next big, huge pay-per-view for NXT, whenever that is. So, or maybe at the Great. Well, I would say the Great American Bash, but there is no Great American Bash. Actually, there is, but maybe. I mean, by July, maybe he loses and goes to the main roster by the summertime or the fall. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, so Miles gets the win. Decent match. 2.5 out of 5. 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then we get a video of the Evolve Superstar. He had a great performance in the Battle Royal. That man is Sean Legacy. He's pissed off. He's pissed off about losing in the Battle Royal last week. So he makes a challenge to Mr. Bouncy, the guy who threw him out last week. That's Bouncy Boy Javon Evans. So then we see Javon on his phone, mind you, and I thought they took his phone away after the whole thing with Ricochet. But you see him playing on his phone, probably texting, well, not texting, tweeting up a storm. I hate Ricochet. So we see Javon, I guess watching it on his phone. He's like, I'm interested. So we got that match happening this coming Tuesday. That should be a great match. And then Ashanti the Adonis comes in and starts saying, "Oh, you're gonna lose," starts mocking him. I'm like, oh great, they're gonna fight. And actually, he gets put into that match, making it a triple threat match. Why? So then Ricky Saints comes in, who was already in there. He's like, yeah, I like that idea too. And says the winner gets a title shot at after Battleground. So is he either gonna be Ricky Starks versus Javon Evans, Ashanti, or Sean Legacy? I think either Sean Legacy or Javon will put on a banger with Ricky. Ashanti? Pfft. No. I don't think so. The last member of Shit Row. Hey, why don't you just get released and go to TNA? Be with your good buddy Flop Dollar. There's no way you would go to AEW to hang out with Swerve. Then, next thing you know, B-Fab's gonna get released. I hate saying that, but I have a feeling she's gonna get released any day now. So, all Shit Row will be gone, either to TNA or to AEW. And JE will have a field day with that. Because he hates Hit Row. That's why he call him Shit Row. What are you gonna do? They're great athletes, but, they just got ceremoniously fucked over in WWE. Swerve is pretty much the biggest star in that group. And where he is now is probably one of the biggest stars in AEW. Flop Dollar was a champion, surprisingly. He was the digital media champion for a brief period. Ashanti is just doing this ridiculously dumb pimp gimmick. And then B-Fab's just stuck on SmackDown, hanging out with Mia Yim. I mean, had a great performance in the U.S. title or the Intercontinental title tournament. Not that she was going to win that, but she had a good performance, at least. Had a little mini feud that I think Chelsea Green or whoever it was. Now she's pretty much stuck in limbo again. Like a lot of other people on that roster kill across anyone. By the way, happy birthday once again to Scarlett Bordeaux. Oh, bye. Killer Cross is a lucky man. He gets to wake up to a naked Scarlett Bordeaux every morning. Lucky guy. You got a nice hot piece of ace like that you wake up to every morning. You're a good man. I gotta wake up next to Rosa. I'm not all the time naked, but not the same. I know I'm gonna get crucified for that. I don't give a shit. She's a nice lady. She's a nice lady. Alright, let me finish this up because I do have to change the channel on the Rich Man's TV because we're a couple minutes away from Dynamite. with a new theme song by Sum 41. You gotta love that song. The great Sum 41. Sadly, they're finished. Gonna be finished pretty soon. On their farewell tour. Farewell tours are nothing. It's just a tour. Oh, well, we'll see you again soon. Yeah, they will see you in about 2 months or 2 years. Because no band ever retires in music, right? Kiss, Motley Crue. Let's see. The only one that actually retired was Aerosmith because of Steven Tyler's throat problems. They're pretty much done. I don't think they're ever... I hope they come back for like a one-off. But by that time, they'll probably be 80 or who knows what happens. So we'll see what happens with that. Alright, then we get to Thea Hale and Tatum Paxley. Match was boring. Thea locks in the Kimura lock. Tatum goes right to the ropes. Thea grabs it again. And then sends Paxley, Tatum Paxley grabs, basically has to claw the eyes out of Thea Hale. And then the referee's like, no, can't do that. DQ. Because she didn't, she's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, DQ. Alright, so 4.5 minute match. It was boring. I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, she goes for the eyes again. And I think Karen Petrovic had to come out and stop this madness. So maybe Tatum's going in like a psycho, more of her psycho gimmick, whatever it is. So we will move on from that. That's it. Alright, so like I said, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we go to the women's locker room. We have the lovely Kaylani Jordan coming in, starts yelling at the NXT North American Champion. The women's North American Champion, I should say, Sol Ruca, the resident surfer girl, and Delta. So she's yelling at them for taking her out last week. So Kaylani's like, hey, Delta, let's do this one more time. And if I win, I get a title shot at your good friend Sol Ruca. So Ruca's like, yeah, fine by me. And then Delta's like, huh? I'm telling you, Delta's going to turn on her pretty soon. Delta will probably beat Kaylani next week. And then eventually turn heel. Probably after Battleground. Oh, wait, man, who knows? We get that. Oh, we also got MJF and, Bobby Lashley's announcement. If, MJF is in or out of the Hurt Syndicate. So we got that. Alright, we are live from the Wintrust Arena in Chicago. I think the Wintrust Arena. Is the Wintrust Arena? I don't even know. Or the One Bank Center, whatever. It's in Chicago. My allergies are killing me right now. Alright, so it's time for Beach Break. And we start off with Will Oceanspray, reach for the sky. Whoa! Bam! So him and the Hangman, Adam Page, gonna be doing some cowboy shit. Why do we got picture in picture in picture in picture? What was up with that? We're doing it again! Not my TV doing it. We got the regular picture in a picture in picture. Who's working the truck tonight? This is bad. I'm like, I want to see one picture. Tony Khan. Somebody fire that fucking technical guy. Yeah, now we go back to live recording, thankfully. Alright, so we got Hangman, Adam Page, and Bluff himself, Oceanspray. They're going to be taking on Takeshita and Josh Alexander in a tag team match tonight, right now. That should be good. And again, we're going into picture-in-picture. What is going on with the technical difficulties of AEW tonight? I don't know. I mean, if you're watching it live on TBS and you're seeing what I'm seeing, I mean, it's just not me. I'm not touching picture. I'm not even touching my remote. I didn't put it on picture-in-picture like I do if I'm watching the Niners or some shit. It's just the technical guy in the truck needs to be fired. All right, Hangman Adam Page is here, about to do some cowboy shit. All right, so these two got Hangman and Ocean Spray will meet at Double or Nothing in the finals of the Owen Hart tournament. On the men's side, on the women's side, we got Mercedes Moné and Jamie Hayter. And the winners of that will face off against the world champions in their respective divisions. So, whoever wins faces Toni Storm on the women's side. On the men's side, Lucky Kid gets an autograph on his shirt he bought at Walmart this morning. What a guy. Paige loves the kids. Yeah, we got that. Alright, so on the women's side, whoever wins that faces Toni Storm. On the men, faces whoever is the champion by then. Could be Samoa Joe, could be Moxley, could be the guy in the 15th row. I don't know. Alright, so we got that. Alright, so next week, Kaylani Jordan, Delta 2, Electric Boogaloo, and the winner faces Sol Ruka after, I don't know if at Battleground or after Battleground. So, we move on with that. Alright, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we go to the contract signing between Joe Hendry and Trick Willie Shamon. Alright, Ava Raine is there. Security's outside the room. I don't know why they weren't inside the room, but okay, we'll go with that. So Ava talks about the prestige of the TNA World Title, and then Trick Willie says, "Well, I promise to take the title and bring it back to NXT." 1 second, guys. I gotta sneeze. 1 second. Allergies are kicking in. Yeah. Sorry about that. Alright, so Joe Hendry knows Trick knows what it means to break out, but now Trick is just complaining about everything and anything and everything. So then Joe Hendry talks about how he's making TNA bigger and better than ever before, but Trick says everyone has their 15 minutes of fame. Well, except for Hollywood Trick, that is. Oh yeah, because of that whole thing with the CW11 finale. Blech. Who cares? Who cares about that garbage show? And by the way, Trick, Tony D did a better job in a hit TV show than you. The same. Alright, so then Trick signs the contract, and then Joe Hendry talks about how this is going to be Trick's last chance because he has no path back to the NXT title, and after Battleground, the TNA title is pretty much going to be gone too. Well, meaning he can't get a shot at it, I guess. I don't know. So he signs, and then they have a big old stare down, and he was like, "Don't let me get security to come in. They're outside the door." So we got that. So it should be a good match at Battleground. I probably would say Trick is going to be the first guy in wrestling history to bring in WWE history to bring another promotion's belt into the company. So I think Trick will become the new TNA champ because there was talk of Trick staying in TNA for a little bit, and then I had that remember him and Mike Santana had a little stare down in the back on Impact last week. So I'm thinking Trick will win the belt and then pretty much lose it right to Mike Santana. Probably on Impact, or he might lose it at the June show. Whatever the next event after Under Siege is, because I don't think Trick's gonna hold it all the way to Slammiversary. I don't think so, but we got that. Alright, so I gave the contract signed 3 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then we have Hank and Spank coming up to Josh Briggs, who is a little bit, sad. He's so sad, you can imagine. Because he lost his best friend in the whole wide world, the legend Inamura, last week. After Inamura pretty much, did a naughty thing and eliminated Josh Briggs from the from the Battle Royal, and then he cut a promo saying, I'm not an honorable man anymore. I got to go back to Japan. So it broke him up. Briggs is all, pissed off because another partner goes bye-bye, like Mr. Jensen did. So Briggs is sad to lose his friend and his partner. But then, speaking of Shawn Spears comes in, mocks him for his losses, calls Briggs a cancer. He says, you're a cancer to your partners, nobody wants to team with you anymore. And Briggs says, I don't want to hear this. And I guess we're going to get a match with him and Spears. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to a segment where Ava Raine is talking to two members of Chase U! And that's, he's still alive, Kale Dixon and Araya Connors. They're going to be making their in-ring debut on NXT. Happy about it. And then Mr. Chase comes in, and they're telling him, hey, we got our first match on NXT next week. And then he was like, oh yeah, I was just telling about their debut match next week with the returning Boricua Gangsters. And then Mr. Chase is like, and then Ava leaves, good luck, guys. And then Mr. Chase is like, guys, what the fuck? They bleep fuck, of course. Of course, it's the CW11. So, yeah, you can expect Kale Dixon to probably die next week against the Boricua Gangsters. Hey, boy. What a great way to debut against two guys that, a Bronco Nima and Lucian Price. And Mr. Chase is gonna be there. He's like, guys, this is a teachable moment. And the lesson is, stop being so dumb! Basically. Stop being a bunch of dumb fucks! Use your head! Oh, we wanted to get on TV! Now you know to learn to shut up because you're like, you get a match, great, but you're facing off against OTM in their return. Well, it could have been worse. Could have been facing Oba in a 2-on-1 handicap match. That'll be. If I was a guy debuting and I was like, I'm gonna be the biggest star in NXT, and then next thing you know, Oba comes out. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, well, and then Oba runs me down. I was like, oh, you think you're gonna be the biggest star of NXT? Okay. I'm the ruler. I'll make you bow down. I just pick up the mic. It's like, you are the best. I'm like Vegeta talking to Goku or something like that. Yes, Kakarot, you are the best. I give props to Goku, even though he's still a piece of shit. As we all know, Vegeta is the best on Dragon Ball. In Dragon Ball lore, the man, the number one guy, is always Vegeta. Not Goku, not that bitch Gohan, not even Trunks. If you people say Krillin, hey guys, it's Krillin. You gonna root for a bald-headed dumb fuck like Krillin? Or losers like Yamcha and Tien? I'm like, okay, go ahead and root for them. But I like Boo. Oh, okay, we'll go Boo. Which version of Boo though? Kid Boo? Big fat Boo? Or Super Boo? I don't like Kid Boo that much. I like Super Boo. Do you like eggs? And I like Fat Boo. Fat Boo was always funny. He was funny as fuck. Oogly? Who are you calling Oogly? What that mean? It means he can kick your ass. Now go out there and fight him. Boo. Boo, eat you up. Boo, eat you up. Boo, turn into a cookie. Good old Boo. I always like Bojack the Pirate, too. Bojack the Pirate! Broly. Broly's good. Broly's good. Broly was like, I think the first, well, not the first guy. Broly can turn Super Saiyan 3. Before, I think it was before even Goku and Vegeta Goku go to level 3. And then Vegeta had to, like, one up him. It was like, oh, I could go Super Saiyan 4. I don't even need to go Super Saiyan 3. Even though we saw that in Super and Super Hero. I'm better than you. I can go Super Saiyan 4 too. Ha! Hey, what about 3? Well, we missed it. Alright, moving on. Why did my notes just go in the wrong direction? Now I lost all my notes, god damn it. Where is it? I wanted to talk about the main event. Alright, so I don't know where my notes went. Goddamn fucking computer. Oh, I know where it went. But anyway, alright. Alright, yeah, okay. A stupid pop-up came on, that's why. That's why my notes went wherever they went. Alright, now I got them back. There we go. Alright, so after, after the Chase Hughes segment, we go to the main event. Jordynne Grace and Stephanie Furcara taking on Jacy Jayne and Fallon Henley. It was an okay match. Went under 11 minutes. Stephanie and Jordynne get the win. After Jordynne Grace comes in and cleans house for a near fall. And then all 4 women are in the ring. Fatal Influence get the better of that. But then Jordynne takes a shot. Takes the bullet for Stephanie, because I think Fallon and Jacy were trying for like a double super kick type move. And Jordynne took the bullet. But she fights out of the double team after that. And hits the Juggernaut bitch driver on Fallon Henley. And her and Stephanie get the win in under 11 minutes. Match was alright. 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, we get a Battleground rundown. And then Jordynne holds up Stephanie's arm. They have a little stare down. And then Vic Joe's like, we're gonna go to the back! Something happened in the back. We see Ethan Page beat the shit out of Ricky Starks. So, they're gonna battle it out again for the NXT North American title. Probably after Ricky defends the belt against Javon, Ashanti Adonis, or Shawn Legacy. Then they're going to be a fatal 4-way, I don't know. Alright, so we see all that, and then we go back to the ring where Stephanie and Jordynne continue their stare down. I don't know, why did we end with that? You should just ended with Ricky Starks getting the fucking shit beat out of him. And then you fade to black. Or go right to the news. But that's how they did it. But anyway, it wasn't a bad episode of NXT. So I gave NXT a solid 7 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of the show in a comment down below. You can do whatever you want. Please like the video. Share it with your friends all over the internet. Subscribe to my channels. Like I said, let's try to get this channel up to 800 subscribers by Memorial Day weekend or by the end of the month. So we got about 2 weeks to go before the end of the month. We got a week and a half. No, not a week and a half. Sorry, we got yeah. By next Monday, not this Monday. Next Monday. No. Yeah, we got a little over a week and a half, a week and change away from Memorial Day weekend. So hopefully by the 26th, which is Memorial Day, we'll get to 800 subscribers and maybe beyond. But we'll see what happens with that. So subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and all that other good shit. Alright, I'm gonna go watch the rest of Dynamite. Takeshita and Josh Alexander beating the fuck out of Hangman Adam Page right now. And Ocean Spray. Ocean Spray's trying to get that hot tag. So we'll see how this match goes. And the rest of Dynamite Beach Break tonight. Got that cage match later on. It should be bloody as fuck. And we'll go from there. We'll talk about Dynamite maybe later tonight, right here on the channel. And then we'll talk about Raw early tomorrow. or tomorrow night. We'll see. I might do Raw first and then do Dynamite tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Probably tomorrow night because I'm very busy tomorrow. I got lots of errands to run early. I have the day off tomorrow, so I have to run a lot of errands. I got doctor appointments as well, so I got lots to do. But later tomorrow night, I will be doing my my Dynamite review on this very channel, and you can catch my Raw review on my Killer Demons channel, so check that out. And then we'll talk about TNA and Ring of Honor, which I already did. Did I do? I don't think I did TNA Ring of Honor this week. If I didn't do it, I'll probably do it. Try to do it tonight. Get that out of the way. Get you ready for tomorrow's episode. And then I'll do that, this week's episode of TNA Ring of Honor probably Friday afternoon. You know, I know I'm a little bit busy and my videos are all over the place. I apologize for that. But hit that bell so when those videos do go up, you see it. And that's it. Alright, gotta go, guys. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm about to lose my voice. But until next time, peace.